Marketing is getting noisier, audiences are getting smarter, and budgets are getting tighter. So 2026 isn't about doing more, it's about doing what actually works. And the businesses that win in 2026 won't be the ones posting the most, shouting the loudest, or trying every new shiny tool. They'll be the ones who focus on trust, data, simplicity, and strategy. Here's something to remember from today. The biggest marketing advantage that you can have in 2026 is clarity, knowing what to keep, what to cut, and what deserves your full attention. Welcome back to the Digital Success for Business podcast. I'm your host, Leanne Cohens, founder of Marketing Leap. And as we wrap up our 12th year in business, one thing is clearer than ever. Marketing only works when it's intentional, not reactive, not scattered, not throw it out there and hope for the best. Over the past year, we've managed marketing strategies for businesses in finance, tech, health, manufacturing, tourism, professional services, and no matter the industry, the same patterns keep showing up. Some strategies are working brilliantly, some need to be retired immediately, and some, especially AI-powered tools and data-driven funnels, should absolutely be part of your 2026 plan. So in this episode, we're going to map out exactly what to keep, what to drop, and what to double down on so that you can walk into 2026 with a plan that's lean, smart, and built for real results. So here's what we're covering today. What still works and why you should protect it, what to cut immediately, like tactics draining your time and budget, where to double down on the strategies with the highest ROI for small to medium business without the huge budgets of the corporates, and how to simplify your tech, your content, and your marketing decisions for next year. So if you want clarity, direction, and a marketing plan that actually moves the needle, this episode's for you. So when we look at what's actually working right now and what's going to keep working in 2026, the foundations don't change. The platforms change, the algorithms are constantly changing, the tools evolve, but the foundations stay rock solid. When it comes to actually driving results for small to medium business right now, the fundamentals still matter more than ever. In a landscape where AI can generate thousands of pieces of content in a few minutes, trust, clarity, and consistency are becoming the differentiators. And the businesses that keep winning the clients who see month-on-month growth aren't the ones who've abandoned the basics. They've strengthened them. So for 2026, the first thing to keep is your brand story. Not the polished corporate version, the one that shows who you are, what you stand for, and why you exist. Because story builds trust, and trust is what converts. That's why our financial clients' content works so well on LinkedIn. Every post is grounded in their mission, helping people make better financial decisions. Whether we're publishing a financial explainer, a mid-year review prompt, or a borrowing capacity breakdown, the engagement comes from clarity and purpose, not gimmicks. The next thing is deep customer understanding, not assumptions, showing actual insight, that you understand what your clients want and what they're struggling with. Cloud Coders is a perfect example of this. Their entire marketing strategy is built on one thing: deeply understanding the pain points of warehouse and manufacturing NetSuite users. That's why their content resonates, and that's why their webinars fill, and their leads convert. When you know your audience, you don't need to shout. You need to speak directly to the problem that they're trying to solve. And that ties directly into your website. No matter how many messages you send, no matter how well your ads perform, if your website can't convert a visitor into a lead or a conversation, you're leaving money on the table. Your website is still your strongest sales asset, and it should be your hardest working employee, not your prettiest brochure. Now let's talk about SEO and search, because this is one thing that absolutely stays on the list for 2026. But with AI, it has evolved. Search behavior looks different now. People aren't typing in short keywords anymore. They're speaking full sentences and questions. They're comparing, they're asking for recommendations, and they're doing it across Google, Bing, YouTube, and now AI tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini. This is where SEO becomes less about keyword stuffing and more about answer engine optimization. People still search, but they search in conversations. They ask, which mortgage strategy makes sense for me in 2026? What's the best WMS for a growing manufacturing business? And the AI tools look for one thing, the clearest, most authoritative answer. That's why your blogs, your pillar pages, and your website structure matter more than ever. And it's the reason that we're seeing clients like Cloud Coder's content continue to perform so well. It's written in natural language, backed by examples, and structured in a way that LLMs can actually understand. The content that answers the question in real, everyday language is always the content that is going to be found, shared, and saved. SEO isn't dead, it's evolving. And the brands who adapt to AI search will outrank the ones still marketing like it's 2018. And this is where schema and structured data come in. If your site clearly tells AI tools what each page means, that it's a reviews, an article, a FAQ, or a services page, you become the brand cited or mentioned in AI results, not the one ignored. And then there's the follow-up. If 24 and 25 has taught us anything, it's that most businesses don't need more leads. They need better systems to nurture the leads they already have. Fast, warm, human follow-up is still one of the most profitable things that you can do and keep in your marketing. Whether that's email automation, ManyChat workflows, meta messaging, or simply a structured discovery call process. Your follow-up system is where your pipeline is made or lost. Every time we fix a client's follow-up, their conversions jump. Every time. Now, email stays too in 2026. In fact, it's becoming more valuable as platforms shift and algorithms tighten. The businesses that email consistently with a blend of value-driven content and clear calls to action continue to build relationships and drive revenue. Our financial services clients' monthly newsletters are a great example. They don't scream buy now. They educate, reassure, and position, and people trust them because of it. Paid ads also stay on the list, but with a smarter mindset. In 2026, it's no longer about trying everything everywhere. It's about precision. You run ads where your audience is already showing intent. You test variations. You refine based on data, not guesses. And Cloud Coders is a textbook example of this. Their ads aren't chasing vanity metrics. They're built for conversions. And they work because every step, the creative, the copy, the targeting, and the landing page experience is aligned. And finally, something most businesses forget, the power of integrating offline and online. It still works. A printed booklet with a QR code, a postcard leading to a lead magnet, a workshop that funnels into a digital sequence. People love tangible experiences, and when you pair physical touch points with digital nurture, your brand becomes unforgettable. These aren't trends, these are the foundations. And in 2026, the businesses that keep winning will be the ones that are strengthening these pillars, not trying to replace them with shortcuts. So your job as a business owner in 2026 is simple. Make your content the best possible answer to the questions your audience is already asking. When we talk about the things that you need to drop in 2026, this is where most businesses finally start to breathe again. Because letting go of what isn't working is just as powerful as doubling down on what is. The first thing that has to go is inefficient ad spend. Too many businesses are still boosting posts and guessing at audiences and hoping that something sticks. Hope is not a strategy, and it certainly isn't a media plan. So if you're running ads, they need to be strategic, tracked, and tied directly to a clear offer. Otherwise, you're not investing, you're donating. So stop donating money to Meta. If you can't measure it, you can't scale it. And then we have the trap of low quality content or the obsession with quantity. Posting for the sake of posting isn't moving the needle anymore. AI has increased the volume of content online dramatically, which means your audience is sifting through more noise than ever. The answer isn't more content, it's better content. Content with intention, clarity, and a point of view. The same goes for guest-based marketing. I still see business owners making decisions based on gut feel or something that they saw another brand do online. That's not strategy. Data is the only safeguard we have in a constantly shifting digital landscape. Whether we're analyzing a client's LinkedIn campaign or monthly SEO performance, every decision that we do is grounded in what the numbers tell us, not what the trends suggest. Next, you need to drop the reliance on third-party cookies because they're disappearing. Privacy expectations are shifting, browsers are locking things down, and marketers who rely on tracking strangers around the internet are going to be left behind. First-party data is the future. Email lists, CRM insights, customer surveys, ManyChat conversations, the data you earn, not the data you borrow. The businesses who own their data will own their growth because vanity metrics don't pay your bills, conversions do. And another big one to let go of is overly polished corporate style content. It feels distant, it feels scripted, and in 2026, that's the fastest way to lose trust. People don't want perfection, they want proof. They want humanity and real stories, behind the scene moments, and brands that sound like humans, not corporations. And finally, the one-size-fits-all tech stacks. There's no single software that magically does everything well. And honestly, the tools that try to be everything end up being average at most of it. Your business deserves a lean, efficient system that integrates properly. Your CRM, your email platform, your analytics, your automation tools, all working together, not competing for relevance. And when you strip away the noise, the guesswork, the vanity metrics, the generic content, and the bloated tools, what you're left with is clarity. And clarity is what creates momentum in 2026. So when we shift into what to double down on in 2026, this is where the long-term wins really start stacking up. Because once you've stripped back the noise and the guesswork, you finally get to focus on the pieces that actually move your business forward with consistency, not chaos. One of the biggest opportunities to lean into is AI, not as a replacement for your voice, but as an efficiency engine. AI should be the assistant, not the author. Use it to draft content outlines, brainstorm new angles, map nurture sequences, analyze performance, or even build the first pass of your emails and ads. What it gives you back is time, and time is leverage. The human layer, the insight, the empathy, the point of view, that still comes from you. AI is here to scale your output, not replace your voice. And that leads naturally into the next piece, doubling down on data-driven marketing. We're in a world now where guessing is far too expensive because every dollar matters. You need clear insight into what's converting, what's wasting budget, and what needs to be refined. Now, with our clients at Marketing Leap, we're analyzing ad flow, email engagement, search performance, and audience segmentation every single month. And that's what lets us increase conversions without increasing spend. When you follow the numbers, you remove the emotion from decision making. You stop chasing shiny tactics and start reinforcing what actually works. And a huge focus for 2026 is efficiency, not bigger budgets, smarter ones. SEO paired with remarketing, short-form content supported by nurture, automated follow-ups that feel personal, a single, simple funnel that leads someone from the first click to a booked call without friction. This is the kind of ecosystem that we build for our fractional marketing clients, leaner, tighter, and more predictable. And with all the shifts in privacy and tracking, first-party data becomes the new gold. That means that your email list, your CRM, your ManyChat audience, your website inquiries, the data you own because people chose to give it to you, this is what allows you to personalize without crossing the line. This is also why lead magnets, quizzes, checklists, and content upgrades are still powerful. They help you build an audience that you can speak to directly without relying on algorithms. Next is authenticity, transparency, and brand trust. People are skeptical. They've been burned by over-promising ads, hollow testimonials, and AI-polished fluff. What cuts through now is proof. Behind-the-scene insights, customer stories, case studies, screenshots, real results shown with real honesty. Your brand story, your values, your why, and the consistency with which you show up and reinforce them. Short-form video continues to dominate, not the curated, hyper-produced content, but the real stuff. The talking head, like this, explaining something clearly. The screen demo, the tip, the Q&A, the before and after. Use interactive elements like polls or questions, replies to turn passive watching into an active conversation. Community building also becomes a real differentiator in 2026. Whether it's a Facebook group, a Discord channel, or a Slack space, or even a podcast community. Bringing your audience together creates trust and advocacy in a way that content alone can't achieve. People don't just want information anymore. They want connection, belonging, and proximity to the brands that they believe in. And finally, if you have a physical presence or serve local clients, you can't afford to ignore local SEO and your Google business profile. Reviews, updated photos, regular posts, accurate hours, and optimized listing content can make the difference between showing up first or not showing up at all. It's one of the most underrated, highest ROI channels for local discovery. And what unites all of these? Clarity, simplicity, and systems. And this is what lets you build momentum instead of constantly starting from scratch. At the end of the day, your 2026 marketing game doesn't need to be complicated. It needs to be clear. Keep what's working, drop what's draining you, and double down on the systems that are actually move people from awareness to action. And when you simplify your strategy, you amplify your results. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start building a marketing system that supports real growth in 2026, this is exactly what we help businesses do every day. Head to marketingleap.net and book your strategy session, and let's set you up for a stronger, smarter year. And make sure that you're here for the next episode, because we're unpacking what AI will and won't do for your marketing in 2026. What's hype, what's helpful, and where humans still lead. So you won't want to miss that one. Thanks for tuning in to the Digital Success for Business podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on YouTube for even more tips.